Well, our guys did a tremendous job. The coaches were, including myself. We watched about 12 films of these guys, and the players watched about 5. And we knew what we had to do to win this game. The obvious thing is we had to get our tempo. And we said, look, although we're not the greatest three-point shooting team, we had to win the three-point line. So we had to stop it, choke it down, and make our threes. And tonight, obviously, it was 30-9 from the three-point line, which was big. Rebounding-wise, it was 45-29. Bryce Hopkins, to my right, is playing great basketball right now. He just does all the little things that are making us win. Played a lot of minutes. Zuby got a lot of rest, so he's ready for the winner of this game.
Ready for questions, and make sure that you tell us which student-athlete you want to talk to.
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Bryce, the Big East tournament, probably 3 of your better games of the year, and your offensive efficiency has gone up. And now tonight again, what do you think is kind of, you're making more threes? Is there anything specific that's happening for you lately, offensively?
Not really. I feel like it's just being comfortable. We're playing some really good basketball. We're playing together as a team. We're not thinking out there on offense. Coach gives us all of the confidence and freedom in the world to play, which makes it easy for us to play. Our focus is on the defensive end, and that makes it easier for us on the offensive end.
Lorenzo Reyna with Clutch Points. Question for Zuby. Do you feel like that now you're starting to realize that you're playing your best basketball, or do you still feel like the best is still yet to come on your end?
Absolutely. The best, even for me and the rest of this team, I think our ceiling is still high. There's a lot of things that we could still improve on, and we're playing really pretty good basketball right now. The effort is there. We're competing on both sides of the ball, but, I feel like we could still take it to a whole new level.
In the back.
Mike McCarron, New York Post. For both players, the last 4 games you guys have gotten out to pretty quick, big leads. What do you attribute that to, and how important is that to maintaining over the course of 40, especially, as the competition gets even harder as the tournament goes along?
One of the biggest things, we're preaching, to ourselves is, coming out and setting the tone early. Like you said, with the Big East tournament and now this game, we came out, really strong, and we were able to, hold the lead, and they were a really tough opponent, but, we played together, we competed at a high level, and we understand, the stakes is nobody wants to go home, and this is one step to the bigger goal.
Roger Rubin from Newsday. Question for Zuby. Zuby, you talked at the beginning of the season about the idea of going beyond where you guys had gone last season, and now on Sunday you're going to have a chance to do that. Can you sort of speak to this opportunity and how significant it might be for the guys on your team?
It's really a blessing, playing in March Madness. Obviously, it's a lot different than the Big East. Guys are really excited. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity. March, anytime you have an opportunity to still be playing in the month of March, it's really a blessing, and guys are really excited. And now we move on to the winner of the Kansas versus Cal Baptist game, and we're looking forward to it.
Kevin Connolly, Storm the Paint. Bryce, can you kind of expand upon, the idea of how fast your team has been starting over the last 4 games? You've opened up each game on at least an 8-0 run. Just what goes into these fast starts of the last 4 games?
I feel like first starting off in the Big East tournament, I feel like Coach preached to us that, we have to treat this like the March Madness tournament. And, we have to come out fast. We can't come out lackadaisical, because once we get to, March Madness, it's win or go home. And I feel like that was the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing in our mindset, is just coming out fast and knowing that we can't come out slow, because, we're only guaranteed 40 minutes every night. And we have to play like that. We can't, take any plays off, and we just have to come out fast for sure.
Lorenzo Reyna again with Clutch Points. Question for Coach Pitino. Isaiah Sellers was one of the consistent three-point shooters on this night. When you watched him at Stanford, was three-pointing part of his biggest strengths?
Yeah, we have individual instruction 4 days a week, and he's off the charts with his percentages. I was upset at him tonight in the second half. He passed up about 4 open threes. He made a good move to the basket, but missed the layup. But I get upset at him all the time for not shooting his open threes. I'd like him to take 10 or 12 a game. He got 9 up. but he's open and he passes up open shots. It drives me crazy because if a coach said that to me, I think I'd take 30.
Joaquin Serrato, KCR College Radio here at San Diego State. This is a question for Zuby. Your coach just mentioned about winning the three-point line. You and Sellers led the way with 4 each today. Just what does it mean to you, especially as a captain of this team, executing your coach's game plan on your stat sheet?
Wait, I'm sorry. Winning the
three-point line.
It's what Coach P preaches. We have our defensive identity. So defense is our calling card. Offense is going to come. If you have the three-point shot, you're able to take it. And like you said, we want to get up as much threes as possible. We have so many, great three-point shooters on this team. So coming in, especially for the rest of the tournament, we know that, obviously it's going to be really huge for us, hitting threes, especially and holding the opponent down to less threes as well. It's going to be really good for us.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Rick, you guys hit 10 threes tonight. How good of a sign is that for you that you were able to make threes, and how important is that going to be for you guys to continue to make them?
Well, remember, this is a team that holds their opponents to like 28% from the three-point line. So we just talked, when I left the locker room, I said, we know the keys to this game. We know the backboard, we know the turnovers, but the key to the game is stopping the three and making our threes. It's all we talked about all week, because these guys, they looked up at the board and they saw 6 guys that shoot it better than 35%. So I said, we've got to beat them at that line. We'll beat them in the other areas, but we got to beat them at that line. And the guys did. They played a fantastic first half. Second half, they held serve. They didn't play great, but they held serve and did a good job. But the first half was a brilliant performance on offense, brilliant performance on defense.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Student athletes only.
Zuby, on TV, Coach said you were good tonight, but he thinks you have greatness in you on Sunday. Thoughts on that?
I didn't play all too well today. But the biggest thing, is coming out with the win, and my teammates were, especially, Bryce Hopkins, everything that he was able to do on the floor tonight, something that we're going to definitely need, down the stretch, and Dylan Mitchell, and you could go down the line with guys that, made big plays after big plays throughout this game. So,
You did have 14, 11, and 3 block shots.
that's not good enough.
About time you said that.
So, I'm looking forward to the next game against, whoever the opponent is.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, thank you very much.
Good job, guys.
And we'll continue on with Coach Pitino.
Roger Rubin from Newsday. Rick, you talk a lot about preparation, and we've seen these brilliant starts the last 4 games. I think 9-0, 8-0, 10-0, 13-0. How much of that is about being prepared, and how much of that is about the intensity that you bring to the game?
I think it's both, Roger. I don't think I've ever watched more film on an opponent myself than this team. We were really concerned about this game because of their pace, and I played them twice with a championship team, and it was tough to beat them. And then in the Bahamas, we beat them by 5. If you allow them to control their tempo, they can beat anybody. We didn't allow them to control tempo. We got out there off our defense, and that was the key to the game. They're much better than this final score. So we were overly concerned. Now, you only have 1 day to prepare. So it changes. In the Big East, it's not as difficult because we knew all those teams. Now we got to watch this, and we've got to really cram hard, because preparation is the key to our defense.
Rick, what stood out to you about Bryce lately offensively? He's making more threes, and just seems he's been much more consistent on offense.
Yeah, I think he's a little quicker. He's jumping a little higher, and he's playing with confidence. I think he's been going like this the whole season. It's tough coming off an injury, a very serious one, and he's working his way. He's very confident. Dylan Mitchell and him and together play great together, and Zuby feeds off both of them as well.
when Bryce is making threes and is aggressive on offense, how much does that kind of?
It helps. He doesn't like taking a lot. I get on him all the time. Say, Bryce, take it, man, take it. I've never had a bigger team to shoot threes like this team. It's incredible, but he's getting very comfortable with it. There's only one guy I don't have to tell shoot threes, and that's Joe Son, and Ian a little bit. Ian wants to shoot it as well.
Ira Gorwara with The Athletic. Coach, just now when Zuby said his stat line wasn't good enough, what kind of standard does he hold himself to?
He knows he didn't play great tonight. You know, he lost a few balls in the paint. He knows he didn't play great because he's a great player. But he played good. The great ones know. And Zuby's always trying to get better. He's always talking about his teammates. He's an All-American off the court because it's all about his teammates, never about him. You know, he's a huge throwback to what you see with young athletes today. It's never about him. It's always about the teammates. It's always about St. John's. So he's a great throwback. I'm going to miss him terribly. But he's capable of playing much better than he played tonight. But he did play good.
Kevin Connolly, Storm the Paint. Rick, you talked a lot about the preparation and everything that goes into starting these games fast. But in these last 4 games, has anything surprised you about how quickly these games have started in at least 4 8-0 runs?
Yeah, I think they're really focused at the defensive end, and that gets them out on the break. Tonight on the break, we didn't have a lot of fast breaks, but we were 8 for 10. And we shoot an incredible percentage on the break because we're good athletes, we handle it well. In the first half, we got out on the break consistently off our defense. So, you know, I'm a big proponent of stopping the three, making the three. If you can have a disparity, and we all know that that's not something we've been great at all year. But when you can come into the tournament and go 30-9, it's a hell of a night. And more so stopping it, making it was great, but stopping it's really important for any basketball team. You have to stop it. It's a weapon that everybody's passing up twos to take threes.
Hey, Coach. Joaquin Serrato, KCR College Radio. I mean, what did you make of the loud traveling support that made it out here to the West Coast supporting your team today?
Well, I think it's great. It's not easy to do. The one thing I'm proud of our team is we never said, oh, we got screwed with the seed. We were super ecstatic that we could come to San Diego. We were really excited. And now after getting out here at 85, 86 degrees, we love it. So we never once said, boy, we deserve better. We said it's a privilege to play in a tournament. We have no chips on our shoulder at all. We just played a game that we love, and we're very thankful for being out here, very thankful that we're a 5 seed, 6 seed, whatever they wanted to put us. We're not going to complain.